Okay, we are 3 weeks into me being stuck in the house, still no racing, no kind of end in sight. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I really need to get to a racetrack before I go really crazy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of In the Groove podcast, brought to you by me, Sam Smith, your host, Outlaw Performance ENT. We're super excited about that. And today I have a guest on. Most people know him as Kevin Rogers, or KR from KR Promotions. KR, are you on the line?
I'm here, buddy. What's been going on?
Oh, nothing much, man. It's crazy. Right now, there's still snow on the ground. It was 60 degrees Sunday and Monday, and now it's snowed. It's unreal, right?
Yeah, we just got a lot of rain and a little bit of sunshine in between, but it's been pretty nice down here. Just a lot of rain falling, so I don't think we'd be racing right now anyway because of the rain, but it's been pretty nice down here.
Yeah, and I mean, to give everybody that is going to listen to this, or if you're watching it on YouTube, tell us what KR, who KR is, what KR Promotions, and just everything kind of what you do.
Oh, man, we do a little bit of everything. We got KR Promotions, little promotions, marketing consulting company. We work with a lot of social media, digital media marketing folks, and do a lot of different work, folks in the racing industry, outside the racing industry. We got KR Performance Fuels. We're an authorized Sunoco distributor, so we do that. And then I've got RPM Speedway Texas with Kevin Sester right here in Crandall, Texas. We promote it weekly. So between the three endeavors, we stay fairly busy.
Yeah, and I mean, we're gonna kind of break everything up and talk about everything, but I really wanted to bring you on because a lot of people think that you're a promoter, I'm into the media, the market industry, and that. And then you sell you sell race fuel, I sell race fuel. So a lot of people think, there should be bad blood between two different people that do that. And it's kind of funny. We met here in Minot, North Dakota, where I live, at one of our trade shows and just kind of hit it off. And I think it's really good for me, a guy like me who's smaller into it and wants to continue to grow, to have someone like you to look up to, a mentor, someone to bounce ideas off of you. I know I've called you numerous of times with, hey, dude, I got this crazy idea. What do you think about it?
No, I enjoy that. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. We get that a lot, even, racetrack promoters, marketing people like this, fuel people, they all think we're against each other. But the truth of it is we all kind of work together. We have a common goal. It's just like in the fuel business, people like, well, I sell this. I don't care what you sell. I like you. I ain't gonna try to hustle your business. There's plenty of market out there for everybody, and you can learn so many different things by just watching other people and developing a friendship relationship. But the marketing game, I've said it since I was little. With marketing, you're only limited to what you're not willing to try or do, and there's no way you can do that by yourself. So it's good to have resources. And I remember it wasn't that long ago, I was calling you, asking you some stuff about some drag racing, and I don't know that much about drag racing, but I know you did. So it's nice to have those relationships all over the country where you can call and pick people's brains. But yeah, it is funny. That is definitely a stereotype there that people believe in, that people in the same industry are kind of competitors. And well, I guess we are competitors in a sense, but that doesn't make us not friendly, So it's fun. It's competition's good for everybody's business, so I enjoy it. And like I say, I enjoy meeting people and stuff. But like I say, I've called you on more occasions, and you probably even remember just asking about drag racing, straight lining, and doing some of that stuff. And because I didn't understand the lingo, and I knew you did, so I appreciate you being an ear for that. So, but yeah, it's good. It's good. It's all about people and networking, and that's how the world goes around.
Yeah, and speaking about networking, right now we're gonna break to our first sponsor. This podcast is brought to you by the good folks over at Mad Bro Motorsports, the leading parts store in Minot, North Dakota for all your racing and performance parts needs. Call Slammin Sam and the gang over at 701-720-7996. Again, that is Mad Bro Motorsports, located in Minot, North Dakota, 701-720-7996.
On the way to being free.
So speaking of our sponsors, Mad Bro Motorsports, that's my parts and performance side of my business here. And I got to tell you about this, KR. So I know you sell fuel, and I know you sell and you do a lot with the Circle Track guys. So let's just break it down. Everybody has their own type of fuel that they like. You know, a lot of the drag racers are VP and Sunoco, but then when you get to Circle Track racers, there's VP, Sunoco, Renegade, and I mean, to be honest, do you have a favorite? Do you think there is a difference in each one, or kind of what's your opinion there? I don't want to stir the pot, but what do you think?
I'm a Sunoco guy, so Sunoco's obviously my choice. But what I tell people, I get a lot of people calling and asking and wanting to know, and I just tell them, I said, at the end of the day, a lot of this fuel's pretty compatible, pretty good stuff. Do business with people you like doing business with. If somebody's happy where they're at, I don't even want to try to service them because I'm going to disappoint them. I'm not going to meet their expectations because they're happy. Now I always leave the door open if something happens or that distributor goes away and you need a source, by all means call us. But, I just try to encourage people if they're happy and they got a good relationship with their supplier, stick with it. And that's how I'd want to be treated. I don't like the pushy sales pitch stuff, so we try not to relay it on to our customer. We just provide them the best service we possibly can provide. And it's like a lot of things. It's word of mouth. I mean, we do a lot of social media marketing with it and stuff, but at the end of the day, probably 80% of our accounts have been word of mouth. And so that's kind of cool. They're buying into our business and our brand and stuff. And but yeah, I'm a Sunoco guy, so I'm going to go with Sunoco, but there is a lot of good stuff out there.
All right. And I kind of want to ease into that because I don't know if you've kind of followed the page or what's going on with Mad Bro right now, but we've actually got our own fuel scent, and that's something, so I don't know. I think we need to make a scent called the Wheelman. I mean, you are the Wheelman. I mean, everyone knows it, right?
You probably couldn't keep it on the shelf, sir, young man.
After we get done, with all this, I'll give you a call in a couple of days, and we'll figure out which one needs to be called the Wheelman. We'll send you some, and I don't know. Really think it's a good fit for the Wheelman to have his own fuel fragrance. I mean,
that'd be awesome. Yeah, no, we appreciate that. So, yeah, well, good job on that. It's always fun when you private label and come up with some of your own stuff like that. That's definitely cool in this industry to be kind of unique in the market.
Yep, yeah, and definitely. So then, I'm sitting here and I've got the laptop pulled up and RPM Speedway. You guys do the big I can't even think of the big race that you guys always do that you're in. The name of it.
Oh yeah, that's the old Battle Royal benefiting the Parker Lee Project. Yeah. Always a fun time to be had. Great organization. I'm going to plug them. It's theparkerleeproject.org. Check them out. Whether you want to donate monthly to them to help their cause, or whether somebody that could use their services, by all means, they're located conveniently right here in Ennis, Texas. Megan and Philip Smith, great people. It's theparkerleeproject.org. They help hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world. Just a quick tidbit of what they do, mainly is terminally ill children. So if a kid needs feeding tubes and formula and stuff to survive for 30 days, it's about $1,200 to $1,500. That's what the supplies cost just to feed your kid 3 times a day and take care of them through the Parker Lee Project. And that stuff's not covered with medical insurance, by the way. That's out of pocket expense. So through the Parker Lee Project, if you go through their deal and they can help you out for about $20 donation, that's what it costs to ship all that stuff to somebody a month. So you think about that. I can donate $25 a month to them, and they can help a family and save that family $1,200 to $1,500 a month. Great organization. Check them out, theparkerleeproject.org. That's what that race is for. We raise a lot of awareness and a little bit of money for them. So I think this past year, 2020, we got that race in February. That was the 4th annual one. We're we're around that 90 to $100,000 mark in 4 years toward the Parker Lee project. So very honored and proud of that project. But I enjoy that one. We do a lot of smack talking with our
Oh
we get
man.
9 other drivers
Uh,
involved, and we kind of banter with them and have a little fun with them, and they give it back. And it's just a marketing piece. It helps keep
right.
people engaged and kind of a different aspect. It's a little WWF type mentality, good guys, bad guys, and kind of that little rivalry. And we just have fun with it. We stack them up, 10 cars, 10 laps, winner take all. You don't win any money, but you win a cool championship belt with it. This year, Todd Staley, the owner of USRA USMTS, came down from
Mhm. Yeah.
Webster City, Iowa, and quite frankly, he put on a pretty good show for us. So Billy Vest, the dirt defender, led I think 8.5, 9 of the 10 laps, and Todd got him with 1 or 2 to go, and it was a good race, and the fans enjoyed just the camaraderie you develop with these guys, and from the meet and greet and just the video process. It's just a fun marketing piece, but we do that event for the Parker Lee Project simply to raise awareness to get people to know who they are, so they can either volunteer if they'd like to, or donate a little money, or hopefully if they know somebody in need, we can find a use to get some of this product out to them and save them a lot of money and help a young terminal child's life, the quality of their life, way better than maybe what it was. So it's truly an honor to be a part of that event and to kind of host that event and kind of create that event. We're pretty proud of that one. When I get done with motorsports one of these days, that'll be the number one thing that I'll be able to say I'm the most proud of. Will be that SmackDown event battle royal that we do for the Parker Lee Project.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, like I said, from seeing what I see on the outside, a lot of people say, God, he's calling people out, he's crazy, he's wild all over the internet, sending these kind of videos. But that's what it really takes, is to draw people in and then get their attention about these events. Because if you're not promoting the events, if you're not on top of it, keeping people engaged, I mean, that's our responsibilities as promoters, as media content providers, as business owners. I mean, and I'm gonna steal the words out of him, and he may see this, but Wes Buck says it tremendously, and he's one of my mentors too. But he always says it: if you're in business in today's society, you're in show business, because everything you're gonna do, someone's gonna post it on Facebook, someone's gonna post it on Instagram, and if you're that promoter, if you're that guy as it is already that's gonna put that content out there, you need to put on a show. Because I mean, you can do the greatest thing in the world and people are going to be like, yeah, okay, it was an okay event. But if you put on that show leading up to it, and then your presentation of it is just what people expected, then people are going to continue to want to be a part of what you're doing and the things that you're putting on. And it's going to draw more people in and engage into what you're actually doing. And I mean, I don't, like I said, I'm in North Dakota, and I can tell you, when you guys do that, and that whole week, 2 weeks leading up to everything, the months leading up to it, and you're putting out those videos every day of these different guys that you're calling out. I know I've called you, and I'm like, man, like I don't know if you probably should have said that one or not, but I mean, it's all in good fun, right?
But it is, and they're in on the stick with us. Most of them have given us some of the material that we actually use in the videos. They're like, "Hey, I did this, and it was kind of dumb. If you want to use it," and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
"That's perfect." But no, I agree with you, man. We're in the entertainment and the show business industry. That's what we're in. I mean, the racing's going to take care of itself, but you've got to get those folks from the time they buy that ticket till they get in their truck and leave. I always tell my folks, I'm like, our goal tonight is when they leave here, they think, man, I didn't pay enough for that experience. Those guys exceeded my expectations. And that's one thing that I'm always worried about, that battle royal. There's so much hype leading up to it. I mean, just for instance, between that, the SmackDown and the King of the Ring that we do, and the 2 weeks prior to that event, we'll have over 1 million engagements on social media. And for our
Huge.
small market and what we're doing, that is huge.
Yeah.
So what I don't want them to do is to buy a ticket and be like, well, your old buddy KR, he let us down. This wasn't near what he built it up to be. So I try to deliver, and our staff is second to none. My partner on all that, Kevin Sestair, he keeps everything rolling and runs the race program for me and keeps the place looking immaculate. And I get a lot of the data boys because I'm kind of the face of it, I guess. But he's really the workhorse of that deal, and we work well together. But yeah, that's we're in the entertainment business. We have certain songs, like for instance, if we take an intermission, and we try not to, we try to get them in and get them out. But if we have to take a short 5 minute intermission, "Sweet Caroline" by Neil Diamond's always the last song we play at intermission. Well, what we've done is we program people. They like it. They get up and stand around and sing to it. But they also, if they're in the concession line, they know they got 2.5, 3 minutes, however long that song is, and we're going green flag racing again. So we try to add a little fun with it that way, but we also give them that audio cue that, hey, we're fixing to go back to racing, and whether it's the B's or the A's or whatever we've got that night. But yeah, it's a tough business because you got to stay on top of it, but it's a rewarding business. And like I said earlier, and I say it all the time, this marketing promotion stuff, it's only limited to what you're willing not to do or to try. You
Oh,
know, it's if it doesn't work, it didn't work. But you won't know that until you try it. And some of the stuff we've done that I really didn't think was going to work, it's been some of our best success stories, if you will. And so, pretty proud of some of that stuff. But yeah, we're in entertainment show business. We're battling for that same expendable dollar that everybody in the country is. So, I got to convince folks they need to come to RPM instead of going and watching the Mavericks or the Rangers or whatever. So I've got to have that opportunity out there, and I've got to deliver when I'm out hustling that customer. Last thing I want to do is buy a ticket and be at the water cooler Monday and be like, "Well, that was a waste of $10. I should have went and watched the Rangers play because whatever." So it's a hustle that never goes away, but it's an enjoyable deal, and it's fun to see when you get some folks in there and do some things with them, and just genuinely see people having a good time. That's what it's really all about.
oh yeah, and definitely. And one thing that you did mention, you mentioned food. So let's hear about the best food that we have here in Minot, North Dakota. ALS Teca Mexican food located here in Minot, North Dakota on the north side. If you want the best and authentic Mexican food located in Minot, North Dakota, please check out the gang up at ALS Teca Mexican food located right near the Minot International Airport. Go up there, try one of the burritos, and I guarantee you, you will not leave hungry. The best and authentic Mexican food here in Minot, North Dakota. Again, that is LS Teca for all your dine in and dine out needs. So I'm sitting here looking at the 2020 race schedule, and with everything going on and this craziness in the world, we try not to talk about it, right? Because that's all we hear on TV. That's all over social media. But what do you? I mean, you guys got a full schedule here. I mean, pretty much every month that I can look down, you guys pretty much have something going on, right? Um,
Yeah.
I mean, RPM Speedway, one for sure outlaw performance at some point this year, we're getting down to Texas. Right? I have family there, so I have, excuse to tell my wife, like, hey, we need to just get away and just get there. So at some point, I'm going to tell you I'm going to show up. But like, you guys have a full schedule. You guys have a full agenda. What classes are you guys running down there? Like, give us a little bit more about what's all going down at the good old RPM Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We bring in a lot of special series and traveling series through the year, but our core five classes that'll run for the KR Cup this year will be the USRA Modifieds, USRA Limited Modifieds, USRA Factory Stocks, USRA Tuners, and an Eco Mod. And so we'll run five classes on the Cup round, all KR Cup rounds, all five of those classes will race. And then if we have a special, obviously that'll be a sixth class. But with the COVID-19 that's going on in the state of Texas, we're shut down until April the 30th at this point. So we were able to get the SmackDown Battle Royal King of the Ring in back in February. And then our season was slated to start March the 27th. And so from that until the end of April, those races have been canceled just because it's the right thing to do. You know, we need
Yeah.
to follow the guidelines set by our leaders, and I'm a firm believer in that. You know, and I want to be out there racing like everybody else, but we got bigger fish to fry at the moment, so we're going to do our part and quarantine and social distance and all that jazz to try to help out with the cause. But once we get the green light to go racing, we are working on a schedule that we'll revamp it a little bit. We when we put our original schedule out, we take the month of July and August off. It gets so stinking hot down here. It's hard to get people interested in coming out, and people are vacationing and trying to get ready for back to school. So we've always taken those months off, and so we may have to tweak that this year. It just kind of depends on how this deal works and whatever. But the unfortunate thing is we had a big USMTS show scheduled for April the 26th. It won't be happening now. I was really looking forward to that one. Our little place, a little bull ring, good three wide racing, and got a bottom, a middle, and a cushion up top just about every night. So it's great racing action, and doesn't look like that one's going to happen. But we still got a good season of slated events on the schedule, and looking forward to some of our marquee events. We got the sixth annual Brian Myers Memorial coming up September, the second annual Ronnie Sigmund Memorial coming up, and then we got the Summit USMTS Nationals that we'll host in November. So, still a lot of good opportunities out there. It's just kind of a hurry up and wait at this point, just kind of see how everything's going in the country, and hopefully this virus will get kind of steady a little bit and kind of streamline out and we get some of these folks cured and get them home and get everybody back to working and normal life. But until then, we're going to do our part and pray for all those that are affected by it and hope that they get well soon. And we'll just do our part to be a good, conscious United States of American here, So we're going to be doing the dutiful thing as a citizen, and we're ready to go when they say we can go. But until then, we're gonna remain closed.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, it sucks, right? I got to go to one race this year. I went to the World Door Slammer Nationals that Drag Illustrated C-Tech manufacturing elite motorsports they put on. And it was like, okay, this is going to be the start of my year, right? Like, we're going to have this event. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be down in Florida when it was still kind of cold here in North Dakota, but it was starting to warm up. We were on the good side of the trend. You go to that, and then all of a sudden, and we can all agree when we're at the racetrack, nothing else matters, right? I mean, you may have the worst work week in the world. You know, your dog got ran over, your cat died, whatever it may be. But when you get at that racetrack, it's just something about being there, being around your friends that you kind of forget that everything else really matters, right? And then I get back, after the last night, I pack everything up and I'm like, oh crap. I'm driving to the airport that morning and I'm like, oh crap, man, this coronavirus is like still kind of a thing. It was just kind of starting out in the US and I'm flying from Florida to Minneapolis. So I'm like, ooh, two major, potential hotspots. And so you go from that, but like it's just so weird with everything going on. But one thing I can say is I'm a diehard drag racer. But what the circle track market and the dirt racing market, what you guys got going on right now with iRacing is blowing drag racing out of the water. I mean, you have NHRA drag racers on iRacing racing because they have nothing to do right now. I mean, I don't know. Maybe drag racing is kind of behind the times. NHRA, I'm not going to get into that whole debacle. That's something for another day. But like this iRacing is just unreal. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, it's pretty neat to see all those guys. I've never been a video gamer in my 42 years on this wonderful earth, but it is fun to watch it. I've been following like Scott Bloomquist, some of those guys, and it's kind of funny that all those older guys are like, yeah, I never would have thought I'd have been racing my dirt car on this video machine, but I was actually having a good time with it. And I think that stuff's good. It keeps guys engaged in the sport. It keeps our sport talking. It's good to see it on national TV. But I think what it's really good for is it gives everybody that hour away from what's really going on. Kind of gives them a chance to kind of just separate from all the stuff that's happening across the world and gives them that little hour, 60 minutes of tranquility and kind of relaxation. And that's what racing, for me personally, it's been that way since I fell in love with the sport when I was 4 years old. It's always been my release. It's my way to get away. Like you said, I had a bad week. It all seemed like it wasn't too bad when I was at the racetrack. And so I think that's been good for it. And just reading some of the comments on social media and hearing some of these guys and these podcasts like this is fun. This is the third or fourth one I've been on the last few weeks, and I enjoy this because it gives a chance to talk a little racing and kind of stay in tune with what's going on. And so it's fun, and it's kind of exciting to see people thinking outside the box on how can we can do some things and how can we continue to talk about the sport that so many of us love and so many folks make a living with and keep it going during this difficult time in our country. So yeah, that iRacing deal, big props to those guys for what they're doing and what they're being able to pull off right now.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we don't want to take too much of your time. I know you, like you said, you're a busy man, but we definitely want to thank you for coming on. Again, everybody, this is KR, Kevin Rogers with KR Promotions. Anyone that you want to shout out, anyone that, or any, you guys can check them out on social media if you want to let everybody know how to get a hold of you if they have anything in that Texas area.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can reach me at 972-971-7391 cell phone. It's on all the time. Follow us on all the social media markets. It's KR Promotions LLC, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, uh, whatever, Facebook. There's so many of them out there now. It's hard to keep track of all of them. But yeah, we've got a lot of great marketing partners that help us at the racetrack. I've got a lot of marketing partners with the businesses I do. Shane Sprinkle with S&S Fishing and Rentals has been a huge asset for me as far as just being a good friend and a business mentor and somebody that's kind of been able to bounce a lot off. So a lot of credit to him and just a lot of good people. I have a small circle when it comes to the professional side. I mean, I have a big social circle, if that makes sense, but my business circle is fairly small. So I've got some good people in there. It's been very supportive. But man, we appreciate this opportunity, buddy. And like I say, I'm going to hold you to that. I expect to see you in the great state of Texas in 2020 at some point when all this comes clear. You just keep me on the radar and come see us.
Oh yeah, I definitely got to come down there, and I got to come down and get my boudin too. That's one thing. Like when I talk food, I love Mexican food, but there's something about me and boudin, and me and gumbo and ribs, and I can go on and on. Houston, Texas, that's my roots. But yeah, I'm definitely coming down. I want to see what you guys got going on down there, and just see what I can pick up and what I can learn and help out my local track here, the Nodak Speedway. You know about that track, so definitely thank you for always being an open ear and a mentor to me. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, we will see you in Texas this year for sure.
All right, sound good, buddy. Y'all stay safe, and we'll see you all soon.
All right, talk to you later.
See you, bye.
So I just want to tell you guys about the easiest way to start a free podcast. A place where you can go where there's a creative tool that allows you to edit your podcast from your phone and your computer. It's Anchor. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on every platform. I'm talking Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum. I mean, it's just the way to go. So if you have not done already, please go over to anchor.fm, download the Anchor app, and get started for free today. So yes, thank you to KR for coming on the show. Just talking a little racing. Great guy, like I said, great friend of mine. Met him a couple of years ago, and he's taken me under his wing. And it's things like that grow the racing community, that build us up, and continue to show us that we are a small community. Yes, we race all over the world, but no matter what, at the end of the day, we all have a love for a sport that is just a huge family. Like, I don't care. And that's one thing about this podcast. We want you guys to know. We're going to talk circle track racing. We're going to talk drag racing. We're going to talk no prep racing. We're going to talk all this kind of racing because it's what we do. At the end of the day, if there's a motor, it's a straight line, a circle, a zigzag track. It doesn't matter. We all love racing. We all, at the end of the day, love to smash that loud pedal. And that's what it is for me. It's just a fun, it's just a fun atmosphere. That's why it's called In That Groove, because when you're in that groove and when you're just in the hustle and bustle of everything that you're doing, getting the car ready, getting the camper ready, the motorhome, the toter home, whatever you have, the pickup, getting the trailer ready, getting to the racetrack, getting the car ready, whatever you have to do, you're in that groove, and that groove is what you like. Some people like fishing, some people like, mountain biking, mountain sports, but we all love racing in any type. So, yeah, I mean, it was great to have another friend on, but it saddens me. Like, I scroll through Facebook, one of the Canadian drag race tracks that I go up to and just visit and see a couple of racers. They posted yesterday that they're closing down the whole season. Like, no racing, just everything is canceled just because of this virus that's going on in it. And it sucks because at the end of the day, that's someone's livelihood. Someone has invested a lot of money. Someone has marketing partners that have invested a lot of money into becoming invested into that. And so to see that kind of stuff happen just truly sucks. to the small businesses that are out there that can't keep their doors open right now. That sucks. Nobody wants to close their doors down to their shop because of, something like this. I don't think it's good for anybody to do that or have to do that or want to do that. I mean, that's a decision that I would never want to personally make. But we're stuck in a predicament, and the only thing we can do as racers, as race fans, as race promoters, the only thing we can do is continue to support each other. And that's why, the next couple of weeks I want to bring other people, other business owners like myself, and guys and girls that are in this, that love this sport and want to see this sport of motorsports and racing, the racing community continue to grow, see, our offspring, our younger ones grow up in this sport. That's what it's all about. And the only way we're going to do that, and especially in tough times like this, is support each other, be there for each other, talk to each other, make sure, that person is okay. If they need something, help them out. And I think that's going to be our biggest kind of saving grace, is just to, accept it. Accept that we're all going through this. Accept that we're all going to be frustrated. Accept that we're all going to be mad about something. But at some point, we all have to accept that we need each other. You need your competitor to help grow your business and his business. So if we accept that and we're there for each other, then the end is, the greater cause. Once we get back to racing, we're going to have fun. It's going to be, it's going to be fun again. And like I said, this iRacing is really, really, really bringing a lot of people together right now. It's really helping everybody kind of stay motivated, stay positive about everything that's going on, even though there's a lot of bad going on. But as long as we all accept that we are going to be frustrated with something, if we accept the fact that we're all going through this together and we're all going to be mad about something, but just let it go and we all strive to work together, is going to be the best thing that happens for all of us. And I mean, like everyone else, I'm ready to go racing. I mean, I can't say it enough. I am just 100% ready to go racing. This is another episode of In the Groove Podcast, brought to you by LS Teca Mexican Food, Mad Bro Motorsports, and Outlaw Performance ENT. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of this great podcast, In the Groove. Stay tuned for the next episode. Until next time, signing out. Peace.